So, thank you so much for joining us today, Mackenzie. We are so excited to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Well, we are going to ask you a couple of questions, and Yvonne is going to start with the first question.
Tell us about yourself. What's your name, age, what high school did you go to?
My name is Mackenzie Bove-Nickel, and I graduated from Thomas Jefferson High School, and my age is 25.
What was it like growing up with high-functioning autism? What was school like, and what were sports like?
It was pretty hard at first trying to learn how to be myself and just to interact with other peers. And then during high school, I think I didn't really know where I belonged, honestly, so I would hang out with a bad group of kids that did drugs and all of that stuff, and I would just hold their drugs and all of that stuff. And then they told on me, and then I got in trouble, so I was all like, that's messed up. But and then I just decided to stop hanging out with the normal kids, I guess, because I didn't trust them anymore. So I just decided to start hanging out with my with the special ed department more, because I can just be myself over there.
What got you interested in unified sports? How did you find out about Special Olympics?
How I got involved with Special Olympics was back in middle school. They did like an expo thing. At the time, I was on a basketball team with general ed kids, and I didn't really know how to play, and the coach didn't really know how to coach me. But then my special ed class got invited to do this Expo Special Olympics soccer tournament thing, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. So that looked like all special ed departments from Denver Public Schools. And then coming to high school, Thomas Jefferson had started a Unified Club, and my teacher signed me up for that. And I was all like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I was actually a unified partner because it was the MA class. I was still in special ed, but I was in the ED class.
It sounds like with high functioning autism, you're kind of like in between worlds. Like you could be a partner on some of the unified teams, and then on other teams you could be an athlete sometimes. Like a lot of people, when they think about disabilities, they think of like someone in a wheelchair or someone with Down syndrome. And I just think that your experience is really important to share with people, and it's important that people know that that not all disabilities are visible. And I also was wondering, how has your experience with inclusion in Special Olympics helped change you?
During my high school, like they didn't introduce inclusion at all. So like when we would have basketball games, like nobody would show up, nobody would support us. And like today, like seeing you guys like bloom in like the unified and inclusion stuff, it just makes me a little bit jealous, but so happy that people are now like understanding that we matter, and it's okay to hang out with someone with a disability.
Now Sega has a question.
Tell us about what you have done since graduating high school.
So I graduated from Thomas Jefferson in 2014, and then I didn't really want to go to college because I thought college wasn't for me because of my learning disability. And then a couple years ago, I think I was like 20, my mom found this program at Metro, and it's called IHECP. She was a special ed teacher. Her name is Kathy Allen, and she started this really cool program. I wanted to study photography and business, and so I got a certificate. I'm getting a certificate in photojournalism, and then I graduated from Metro last year.
You mentioned that you were just recently elected as a chair of the Special Olympics Colorado Board of Directors, and you're the first person ever with a disability to be elected to that position. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I am the co-chair for Special Olympics Colorado for the Special Olympics State Board. And so first ever athlete to be a co-chair, and that means I go to every meeting. So I have meetings every single day with different committees, and like I help make the decisions on if it's a good idea or not.
Who is someone who inspire you and why?
I would say my mom. I was adopted when I was 2 weeks old, and if I didn't have her, I don't know where I would be. I think I would probably be in a group home or jail because of all of the behaviors that I had. And so she has been there for me since I was born and till today. And she's just a really good person, and I love her so much. And then I would say Megan Scrimmin. She's the CEO for Special Olympics Colorado. She has been with me through this journey and pushing me to do my best and seeing that I can do it, even though that I sometimes doubt myself, and helping me find a voice.
Lastly, if there's one thing that students should take away from this interview, what is it?
I think the students should go and just make a friend who has a disability, and make them don't ask them to join. Just say, hey, come on, let's go do something as a group. Because I know that when my friends ask me to do something, I feel so happy about it. So just listen to them, listen to their stories, because they're pretty cool. Super proud of you guys, and continue on rising above. Keep rising above. I love saying that. You guys are changing the world in so many ways for athletes like myself and teachers and all of that stuff. So good job.